Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our channel. I'm so excited and happy to have Suruthi with us here once again.
We're back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Our last video was amazing.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I would like to thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. It was you who, boosted me to start my own podcast, which is doing really good.
I know it's not.
Yeah. If I had not been on your podcast, I would have procrastinated to start my own channel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evelyn.
It's a blessing. I mean, I'm sure I was a part of it.
Yeah.
But there's other influences that
you were a major part of it.
Thank you so much. Well, this is what we're doing this for. It's just to ignite everyone to kind of be free, to unlock yourself, to make sure you go forward, to start your channel, to start communicating and talking.
Of course.
But the interesting story with you, from being literally broke, living on a couch, to a CEO of a marketing
agency.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
So basically, I couldn't say I'm pretty new to Canada, but I came to Canada in 2020 during the pandemic.
That's fairly new.
Yeah, it's like 3 years. Yeah, still fresh. I just finished graduating from my college last year. Everything was just online. I just didn't know what to do. I was working at Tim Hortons. Yeah, so when you come here as an immigrant, right, you just don't come here just as an immigrant. So when you come here as a student, there's a lot of, money that you take from education loan. So if you convert Indian currency to Canadian currency, it's almost like 45 grand to 50 grand that we take for education loan. And then we have to start clearing it. So in order to do that, we obviously have to get a part-time job.
To cover some costs
and everything, right? So I worked in Tim Hortons, and we come here with a mindset that we need to get PR. So when you start working in places like Tim Hortons, McDonald's, they'll eventually make you manager. And that was my mindset. I had no goals, no dreams, literally nothing. I just came here because I knew that I wanted to do something independent. But when I was working in Tim Hortons, it was literally the best time of my life. And I was like, I don't complain like how other people who work in those kind of jobs complain, because I loved it. And every single day I wake up and I was like, because I love communicating with the customers. And I would remember almost all 100 people, regular customers. Yeah, when they come in, I'm like, hey, are you large 3 cream? Are you like large double, triple? So I remember that. So I like to make that kind of connection and
intimate connection with that customer service related.
Yeah, that's where I learned how to build network and everything for my own agency as well, right? When I started as a social media strategist, and I had in my mind that I'm going to become a manager, I'll get my PR, and I will get settled in Canada. This is my end goal. But what happened is, so when you come here, you finish your college as a student, you have to apply for a different visa, like a work permit visa, which it's like a 3 years visa. It usually comes in 45 days, but when COVID happened, right, Toronto government took a long time, and it took like 8 months. It took 8 months, and what happened, there was a little bit fault from the government side when I filed my application. They didn't say when I'm going to get my work permit, which they have to say. They did it.
So there are some mistakes, and then the COVID, everything was shut down, and it took a long time.
Exactly. And then what happened, I was told by the government that I will not be able to work in Tim Hortons until I get my work permit. And then I was so scared, even though my managers were like, no, you can come work. But I was just so scared. I didn't want to get kicked out of the country, right?
But my question is, you pick up in 2020.
Yeah, I did.
And you come to Canada.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah, I did all by myself. Yeah.
Were you scared?
Honestly, no. I was very excited. The moment I flew out of my city in India, I was like, wow, this feels like a relief. Like something, like I had a huge thing, like
kind of like a path, destiny, or like internal feeling.
I'm like, in my mind, I knew there's something big is gonna happen in my life, but I didn't know what exactly is gonna go. Dude, I was so excited. I literally tortured my parents that I want to go to Canada or I want to go to New Zealand. I'm going to
Canada.
Yeah, because US, we have a lot of family, we have our cousins. I'm like, no, I want to be in a place where I don't know anyone because I want to start all by myself. I don't want help. I want to see how I can
Courage, like it
yeah,
takes
like I told you, I got it from my mom. I got it from my mom. Like she herself is is a very good entrepreneur. I learned it from her. She started her business in a new city with no clients. She just went door by door, like how we do door knocking for real estate, right? She went door to door, got clients. Now she has built her own, business where she have clients all over the world. I got it from my mom. I'm like, if she can do it, I'm her daughter. I
have to be able to do it.
Yeah, so I got the courage.
She got the courage, but having said that, like, did you tell your parents what you were going through?
Honestly, no.
When you came here?
No, honestly, no. When I was in Tim Hortons, I was good, but when I stopped working, I had literally no money. I had savings. I paid my rent, I had savings, and then once my savings was done, I started asking my friends, and one of my friends happened to tell my parents, like, hey, I think Shruti is not doing good, like, you have to talk to her. And then that's when my parents knew, but they didn't know what exactly was happening because of course they wouldn't know. They don't know how the Canadian government run.
Yeah, you don't want to stress them out, like, on your own and your fight. And you can tell, like, around you have that energy that I'm not going to say fighter energy, but that spark, like you want to build something, you want to contribute to something. You're always laughing, highly spirited, positive, right?
Yeah.
But then, with all of that, traveling to Canada, making your moves in Tim Hortons, your first stop, trying to become like a higher position, better position, better angle, and then you ended up on a couch.
Yeah.
With no roof over your head.
No, that I always say, like, I didn't wanted to share this because Rick told me, like, you can inspire people with your story, but don't say it often. But I wanted to say this because a lot of students who has come here as immigrant reach out to me through my Instagram DMs, like, hey, I heard your story. Like, how did you go from there to opening your own agency? I was like, I had the courage. Even like I had suicidal thoughts, but I'm like, if I did something bad to myself, I'm doing something really bad to my parents.
Of course, it's a ripple effect. And you know what, like
I might suicide. That part of me, I can suicide and I'll be done in that very moment. But that's
an easy way out.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's just like, a chicken, right? Like,
exactly. I don't want to be that person, and that might affect my family, the people around me forever.
Of course.
And I don't want them to think, oh, she went all the way to Canada just to do this.
And she failed.
She failed.
No failing for Shruti. Come on, let's go.
Exactly. So what happened is, like, March 14th is the day I would remember. Okay. I go to my house, and then I see, like, when you come here, you share a private room.
Of course.
You can't afford to rent out a full house, like a studio or anything. Sure. So I was able to, like, pay $50 for this private room. And then I go to my house on March 14th around 5 p.m. I see all my stuffs, like my shoe rack, my jacket. I'm like, no, I didn't put this. I never put things outside of my room. Okay. And then I walk to my room. Literally my door, the room door, was locked and put outside. Like, it was open.
Outside? Like in front of the house or something?
Not in front of the house, like in the living room.
Oh, open concept.
Open concept. Everyone in the house were able to see. I was so embarrassed. She broke the door. Yes. No, she literally broke the door and put the 2 piece on the side and put all my stuffs in a garbage bag and, like, put it in the living room. Like, what's happening? And she had no answer for me. I have called my friends. I called the cops. The cops like, ma'am, just wait. We'll be there in 4 hours. 4 hours?
So you hit the bottom.
I hit the down bottom. I had zero money. I was like, where am I going to go?
Right? You ask yourself these questions, and then you're a young lady, going through these stressful times by yourself. You're belongings are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that one thought, like, were you like, I mean, it's normal to think, okay, so what do I do? Like, but how do you find that energy to say, okay, it's fine. This is the bottom.
Yeah.
Only one direction, and it's up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you find that?
Honestly, at that moment, I thought I'm done. Because
Everybody would.
Yeah, I wasn't crying for a long time. I spoke to the cops. They were like, hey, I'm going to come to help you. We'll send someone. But one of my friend was living next door. I called him and his partner was there. I'm like, when I saw him, he cried. That's when I broke out. Like, I hold his hand and I was like crying. I'm like, dude, I don't know where to go. Right. And then my friend was a Korean and his partner was Chinese. So my land was Chinese. They spoke in their language. Sure. And then they were like, hey, can you give her another day? We will figure out where she can put the stuff. And I stayed with my friend that night. And the next day I went, within 2 hours, I packed my stuff and I put it in access storage. Wow. It was there for 2 months. And then I was living out of Airbnbs, finding condos, like where I can stay.
How was that experience?
Like, honestly,
not knowing your next
day, exactly,
or the next day.
Honestly, it's the worst experience because my mom has always told me, always be grateful for the food you eat and the 4 roofs and the roof on top of your head. When I didn't have, like, I had to be I have been in places where I lost my job. I didn't eat for 3 days. Wow. Because I need to save every penny I have. Because if I have to go meet my clients, I have to spend the $10 to go and come for TTC, like Presto. So if I spend that money, I can't go to my Presto, like go to my clients. I can't use it for Presto because they have to pay.
You go hungry.
I go hungry.
That's it.
I go hungry. And they pay me like, they used to pay for the videos like $20 per hour, $25 per hour. So I get $50 that day. I save it. I have to keep it in cash. Sometimes like they put it on my Interact. I have to go to the ATM and take it on the cash because if that goes, my balance is already negative.
Yeah.
Like I don't want the bank to take out all the money that I have, right? So I have to go take everything in the cash. Wow. I took so many private
survival mode.
Just I took like even when I lost my home, I didn't know what to do. I had some savings. I took so many private loans. I'm like
just to fight.
Just to survive.
To the next destination.
Yeah, and then.
So when did it turn? This is interesting. When did it turn?
So I'll tell you, I was still couch hunting. When I lost my house and I was doing Airbnb, I was in Airbnbs. Airbnbs is shit expensive.
Wow.
For 4 days, you have to pay $500.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was staying in Markham, Richmond Hill, in that area. I was like, this is not gonna work out. I called one of my colleagues from Tim Hortons who used to work with me, like, hey, is there a place in your house where I can come and stay? She's like, hey, I already have a tenant, but you can come and stay on my couch.
Perfect.
And
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I don't care. Like, unless and until I have a roof, I can stay in someone's place who I trust. And then I was staying. It's not that I didn't want to find a house. Every time I find a house, I find a condo, I was able to afford it. But obviously, they asked for my landlord referral.
Of course.
My landlord referral, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously, I couldn't disturb my friend for more than 2 months. And then I had to find a place where I was living with other girls in air mattresses. Like, we were 7 people in the same apartment.
And it's happening today.
It is
like, happening. It's happening today, right?
It is happening. I was still living in the air mattress till July.
Wow.
But that's when, in April, when I moved out. See, I believe in the fact that everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
So that house, when I got evicted out of the house, March, and then April, I was in a couch living. And then John Sai, president of EXP, who I love and look up to, I just keep talking about him all the time. He messaged me out of nowhere. I was still struggling. I was getting paid $20 per hour. Sure. But my vision was big. Like, I am not doing $20 per hour. My vision is different. And then John was like, hey, I'm coming to Toronto. Do you have anyone or someone in your team who can help me shoot videos?
Yes.
I'm like,
me.
Dude, it's me.
Shruti, let's go. Nobody, I'm here. Yeah.
You're not going anywhere. It's me. I'm your friend. I look up to you. You better work with me.
Perfect.
And I met John in October last year, he always thought I was a realtor.
Sure.
He didn't know I was not a realtor.
But that's okay. But you delivered on the job with John Sai.
He loved it. And that's why we did 3 events together. Every time he comes down to Toronto, we shoot content for him, edit content for him. And then when I met Rick, my day changed. My life changed. My life changed. I'm so grateful that I was able to meet Rick and G. Like, that's when I thought, like, these people are not joking around.
Sure.
They're there to make an impact.
Of course.
And they made an impact on me. And when I was like, if I was still in the house that I was evicted out of, I would have never had the chance to meet John, Rick, or anyone, like even you.
Yes.
Everything happens for a reason. And I'm like, I take this as a lesson. And like Rick told me in my podcast, me and Rick were talking. It's like universe chooses certain people, make them go through certain things in their life. Yeah, worse things in their life, so they can learn some life lesson and teach it to someone who's actually going through the similar things right now. So I feel like if I had not gone through those things, I wouldn't have known the value of money, a house, or food, or even family.
Sure, I understand. So what I've got out of that, it is very popular nowadays. Everybody's talking about manifestation, law of attraction. It's very popular topics, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it is easy, let me put it this way. It is easy to manifest. You know, you're like kind of nonchalant. You're just manifesting because you're bored, you have nothing to do, and you're just, manifesting stuff. But it's different, like, because even you said it, like you were going through these rough patches and you were going through a rough time in your life.
Yeah.
But you were still manifesting something bigger.
Yes, I was.
Now, the difference is that is internal. You're not manifesting it because you had money, you had finances, you had the network, you had the people, you had everything. But you're internally, that gut feeling, you're probably talking to yourself, Shrut, you got this. Look, you got it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said to myself. Like every single day when I look at myself in the mirror, every time I'm like,
you got this.
You got this. Never give up on yourself. You got it. You're born to do something really good in your life.
Exactly.
And I feel that I'm in the right path. I don't know if I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do, but I know I'm not just here as a CEO, like I have my own agency, but I feel like I wanted to help people who's going through the same thing. I want to help the students who come here and suffer. They're like, I want to get out of this Tim Hortons job. Like I love Tim Hortons. I love working at Tim Hortons, but there are certain people who doesn't like working there. Mm-hmm. But I want to be an inspiration for them. Like, hey, you got this. No matter what you go through, I have you. Sure. I have your bag. And I'm gonna be there for you.
And you know what? Like when you're talking about that whole experience, like the life experience, like we are put through tests, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes these tests are easier, harder, longer, shorter, whatever the case might be. But like I have kids, and me being a dad and a father figure, sometimes you put them through a test. Like you really want that? You really want to go to ballet, or my son, do you really want to go through soccer? Like I want to put them through a test, like, mental or physical test, just to see if it's even worth entertaining that membership.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I see they're wishy-washy a little bit, don't worry about, because tomorrow is going to be something else.
Yeah.
So I think you're holding that firm ground. Shruti, you got this. I want that. This is what I want. And you keep going down into a deeper and deeper hole.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's the true manifestation, or the true energetical energy level, or manifestation, or positive thinking. Where so many names, there's tons of it.
But this is how I did for myself. Like manifestation works where you like live as if something already happened to you. So even when I was in the rock bottom, in my mind, I knew I was a successful entrepreneur. I was living as a successful entrepreneur. I was showing myself as an entrepreneur, even to people. around me. So a lot of people didn't know what I was going through.
Of course.
When I leave this house, I'm an entrepreneur. When I wake up, I'm an entrepreneur.
Sure.
Even before I started my agency, it was already in my mind, because that's how manifestation is. Like, you have to believe that it's already happened in your life, so that you don't focus on the negative thing that's happening in your life.
And that's the catch.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
It's hard.
Like, it's hard to believe that you're worth something if you look around yourself and you're in a hole. Right? So that takes that courage, that takes that gut, that takes that lion that, you know, comes out and fights through. So it is an incredible story. Shruti, thank you so much for coming again and sharing your very impactful story.
Thank you.
And I hope that you become extremely successful, which you already are.
I want to become even more successful. For me,
but I want you to impact.
Yeah, for me, success doesn't mean the amount of money I'm gonna earn or the amount of money or assets I have. For me, success is like changing at least one person's life. Like, I want to be that inspiration, motivation, at least to one person in my lifetime. Like, that person should tell me, like, hey, I met Shruti, I know her story, I changed my life because of her, because I learned something from her. That is what success means to me, and that's my goal. Like, that's where I'm running towards.
Hey, you know what? And I want to thank you, because you have mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was at least a little part of your success. You know what I mean? So, Shruti, thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you for
Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I will add all of the links for your podcast
Thank you.
In the subscription. So
Thank you.
Until next time.
Until next time.